To Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Hope you're having yourselves a terrific morning this morning and taking care of business. Hopefully you're doing very well out there, doing your thing, living life to the fullest, and being positive. Folks, all of that is important, all of that is crucial, all of that is essential. Make sure you're being good to you and being good to others. Welcome to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Thank you for your patience. We're inside the Café Kubal studios. Café Kubal, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 208 North Townsend Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, as well as inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital. And, of course, you can find them in Manlius as well on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and you can find them at their newest location, and that location is out on Sweetheart Corners, the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road in North Syracuse. Head out to Sweetheart Corners today and find them there as well. So a lot of great ways to connect with Café Kubal, so make sure you do that today. Be it a cup of coffee, whatever you're going out to get, whatever you're doing, we appreciate it very much so make sure you head out to Café Kubal today for your cup of coffee. If it's me, the chai tea is what I'm getting. And, of course, their fantastic sandwiches, desserts, treats, and more at Café Kubal with multiple locations in central and upstate New York. You are listening to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com. You are watching and listening on Facebook Live on facebook.com/livenowdt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt as well. So however you're connected with the show, thank you so much. Every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, this is how you link up to Wake Up Call. So we appreciate you being here with us. And we are finishing off Atlantic Action Week. Atlantic Action Week, a very exciting week where I get to share all my Q&As that I did on site, on location, at the ACC kickoff as we get set and get prepared for the 2021-2022 college football season. So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to everything's coming up college football season. Fans in the stands, more than anything, people staying healthy and well and getting back to some sense of what we know and what we love. Folks, let's do what we got to do to be safe, be well, think of others, take care of ourselves, and get back to it. Atlantic Action Week. This week you have heard from representation, be it coaches, players, or both, from Boston College, Clemson, Florida State, Louisville, NC State, and Wake Forest. We will finish off Atlantic Action Week with the Syracuse Orange, my hometown team, and the Syracuse Orange will be joining me today. You will be able to see my Q&As from ACC Kickoff with Dino Babers, multiple questions with the head coach of Syracuse Football. You'll also get to see and hear from wide receiver Taj Harris with multiple questions there, and as well you'll be able to hear from Airon Servais, offensive lineman, who's decided to return for his super year, and Josh Black, who is returning as well for the super year. So we'll have Josh Black on here in just a little bit as well. So you'll have the opportunity to hear from all of these gentlemen on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in hour number 2 to finish off Atlantic Action Week on Wake Up Call here on Facebook, MixLR, wakeupcalldt.com, and on YouTube. But before that, we'll do our trio of topics as we always do every single TGIF, and that will start off with the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Then we'll jump into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. 4 crucial things to do in life on a daily basis: learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. All of those things coming to you from Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, and, of course, my co-host Juanita Ward for that. Today's topic is not neglecting what you have for what you think you don't. Not neglecting what you have, the blessings you have in your life, for what you think you don't. Because usually we have a pile of stuff, right, that we're really excited about. You know, we got a pile of great things, right? But, like, let's say, like with this, right? I got, like, 200 hats on here. But I don't care that I got 200 hats because I'm like, I got to get more shoes. Right? So we don't think about all the blessings we have, all the things that we have that have piled up, and we think about the one thing we don't. Oh man, I got the job of my dreams, but I don't have a wife. oh man, I got the husband that I love, but I don't have, the house that I wanted. So, it doesn't mean don't work for stuff or work toward things, but don't neglect what you have. Don't neglect what you have. You might have a ton of amazing friends, and maybe you don't have a mom that's around. So you keep focusing, I don't have a mom, and your friends every day hear that, and they're sitting here years later going, yeah, but you have us. Why can't we talk about something else? Why can't we build memories? Why can't, we be enough for you? I know you don't have a mom, but you have me. You have a Steve, you have a Bob, you have a Jen, you have a Stacy. Why isn't that enough? So focusing on what we do have as opposed to what we think we don't. So we'll talk about that with Juanita Ward in just a little bit at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we'll hop into the top dog of the week. And that announcement will come to you at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Proudly brought to you by the wonderful, wonderful team, Lorraine, Chad, Heather, and company from K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground of East Syracuse, taking care of our dogs all throughout the year, including on holidays. So doing a fantastic job for us, being there for us, and definitely providing long and short-term care in the best of ways for our wonderful, beautiful animals. So thank you, for all that you do, because it really, truly doesn't go unnoticed, and I appreciate it so very much. So a lot of great stuff coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life, and definitely appreciate having you here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So great stuff coming up, a lot of fun coming up here on the show, and thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's hop into the annoying moment of the week. AMAL coming your way, proudly brought to you by Carvel DeWitt, the exclusive home of the Wake Up Call signature Sunday and shake called the Orange Dream. And it's perfect for our community because orange is a big-time color here. So the Orange Dream, it's my spin on a creamsicle as a sundae or a shake. You can get both of them any day of the week by going to Carvel DeWitt exclusively. So head off to Carvel DeWitt today and grab yourself an Orange Dream. And let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. And you can get that at 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. So with that being stated, it is time, like I said, to hop in to the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. And we will do that right now for you. Always a good time, longest standing segment that I have on Wake Up Call. So very excited to bring it to you every week. And here we go with the annoying moment of the week.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
You have to be that crazy. I guess so. The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Here we go. My annoying moment of the week for this week, I would have to say, is gas prices. I got a couple things to talk about today, but one of them has got to be some gas prices. Some just ridiculous. I think I left out one ridiculous. Prices. $3.25, $3.35? What are you, out of your mind? So I don't care what side of the coin you're on. I don't care who you voted for or who this or who that or who whatever. I'm just going to be real with you. These gas prices are insanity. Okay? They're ridiculous. And I'm over it. So let's bring gas down. Let's do what we got to do in a healthy and positive way. But this is I'm going to start riding a bike. I really am. I'm going to go get the bike from my parents' house and I'm going to start riding a bike. That's what I'm going to do. If you woke up this morning, again, I don't care who you voted for, I don't care where you live, whatever, let's just be real about it. These gas prices are disgustingly, egregiously awful, okay? They're horrible. They are terrible, okay? So it's too much, it's ridiculous, and the state of New York, we are just $3.35 for gas? It used to take me maybe $22 to fill my tank. Now it's over $30. It's $10 more. No. Nah. No. Fix it. Do something. tap into the ground, find some oil, do what you got to do. Do it safely for the animals and safely for the environment and safely for the community. Safety first. But with that being said, ting, 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 ting. Oh, look, oil. Let's bring it in. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine anybody walking up to the pump going, I'm okay with this. This is fine. So, I would imagine that you're all frustrated like me. And if you are, well, then hopefully something can be done about this, because this is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I can't. I just can't. I really honestly can't. I can't. So that's one of my annoying moments of the week, but that should be everybody's annoying moment of the week, because hello, 335 in Syracuse. 335. It was $1.99 within the last couple years. 335. Yikes. Just, ugh. And the thing that stinks is it's one of those industries that they know that we need them. So they can do whatever they want. It's like cable, right? Cable's going to be $24, but after this year, it's going to be $82. So, you know what I mean? It's like, and what do you do if you want to watch cable? So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So hopefully, God willing, gas prices will go down and we won't be paying, a ridiculous amount of money just to like take our kids to soccer practice and go to the Dome and, go get something to eat at Avicoli's and whatnot. I mean, gas should be lower. So hopefully it will be soon. Deep breaths, Daniel, deep breaths. My other annoying moment of the week, I would have to say, are people that, how do I word this? There's really no way to word it. It kind of just is. People that fight with, like, strangers. Like, total strangers. You know what I mean? I mean, not that it's good to fight with anybody, but, like, people that pick... What I'm saying is, like, people that pick fights in public, right? People that just kind of, like, catch an attitude, and they fight with people for, like, no reason in public. And, I witnessed this recently, where somebody I knew just started fighting with a total stranger, like they were somebody who was shopping in their business, and just like fought with them because they didn't like the way they looked at them or something like that. And then they started to argue and almost looked like they were going to get in like a physical match in their store. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, like, who does that? Like, who comes up with that? How does that happen that somebody would do such a thing? You know what I mean? So it baffles me. But some people are angry people, and I pray for them. I do. Because, why be that mad? You know what I mean? And I don't understand how somebody can be that way. Like, literally. Like, there's somebody in your store, and they say something, and it's like, oh, did you say something, bro? And it's like picking a fight in a bar. You know what I mean? It's like you walk into the bar, you find somebody, you're in a bad mood, you're having a bad day, you're ornery, you're tired, you're hungry, you're thirsty, whatever your excuse is, and you start fighting with someone just to fight with somebody. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And, it's a total stranger. Not that you should do that with a friend, but it's a total stranger. And to the people out there that think that it's okay to bite the hand that feeds you, it's a rude awakening. It's a very rude awakening someday when you look around and there's nobody there. Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to be around you because you're miserable. You know what I mean? So, I've helped out people before, and, just out of the goodness of my heart, hey, you know what, I'm going to help you out. And then they swear at you, they yell at you, and you sit here and you think to yourself, who does that? Who does that? Who takes advantage of an extended hand to help? Selfish people. And I guess my annoying moment of the week is selfish people. Why be selfish? Listen, when somebody says, hey, you chasing your dreams is selfish, no, it's not. It's healthy. You should chase your dreams. Well, you don't settle for, the man or woman that you're marrying. That's not selfish. you know. Now, but selfish is if you're dating and you're like, hey, here's my checklist. You have to do everything that I say on my checklist or else you're not good enough for me and God doesn't want you for me because look at my checklist. That's ridiculous. Okay? That's ridiculous. Chase your dreams. Don't settle. Go after what you want in your life. But don't be selfish. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. People that tell you that are people that are using you. When they tell you that it's selfish for you to go have fun. It's selfish for you to good, clean fun, mind you. It's selfish for you to go out there and do what you want to do. It's selfish for you to go out there and live your life. It's selfish for you to go out there and have standards. It's selfish for you to go out there and chase your dream. No, it's not. It's not selfish for you to be healthy. It's selfish when you treat people disrespectfully, when you want something and maybe they're not doing it for you or not doing it for you fast enough or whatever it may be. You know, you have to really sit back and think about the reality of life, which is that if you want to keep people around you, you probably should be kind to them. And if you want to keep people in your life, you shouldn't bite the hands that feed you, right? It's important to give and take. It's important to understand that all good relationships have both people giving, be it business, be it personal. You know, if my mom does everything in the world for, like, if my mom drives to me all the time, but I never drive to her, that's not fair to my mom. Right? If my dad always buys dinner, but I never buy dinner, it's not fair to my dad. There has to be give and take, right? Not take, and not give, and get nothing. It should be, and that doesn't make you selfish either if you give everything and say, you know what, I want a little bit back. You should want a little bit back. You don't give to get back, but you don't give to be a doormat. You know, it's you learn through life that when you offer to help somebody out of the goodness of your heart, you're not being paid to do it, you're not on the clock, you're not any of that stuff, but you do something out of the goodness of your heart, that's a beautiful thing. If somebody doesn't like how much free service you're giving them, stop giving it. You know, people complaining about, you're helping me, but you're not helping me enough for free on your own time, on your own dimes, keeping yourself away from the things you actually want to do. It's not a good argument. You know, appreciate what you have. Be good to each other. Don't be selfish. Right? And see, my thing with people is you get the opportunity to swear at me and disrespect me like one time. You know? After that one time, I hope you have a fantastic life. You know, I don't have time or patience to deal with people that disrespect me, disrespect others. I'm not cool with that. I have a very... Listen, if you're having a bad day and this and that, if we have some time spent together, right, and I know who you are as a person, and I know you're going through something with your mom, or you're going through something with your, you know, your family or your job or whatever, like, yeah, we could talk, we could figure it out, like, we can discuss, right? But there's a line. And that's the thing, is I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I listen to what's going on with you. I listen to how you're feeling. I listen to how you're doing. But once we get to a certain place where I say to myself, you know what? I know why they're hurting. I know why they're acting this way. But at this point, they've acted this way for so long, I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, it's toxic, right? You know, some people had a bad childhood, but after years of them abusing you or abusing somebody around you, you say to yourself, okay, yeah, I'm sad for what you went through, but that still doesn't mean that I need to take this. I don't need to take this abuse. So I guess my annoying moment of the week is just know the company you keep. And don't be around selfish people. And listen, if somebody is mean to people and you just see them be mean to total strangers, whatever, eventually they're going to turn that cannon and aim it toward you. I'm telling you from experience, when you see somebody and you're like, wow, they're kind of mean, they're kind of rude. Well, I work with them, or I'm friends with them, or I'm dating them, or whatever, but they are kind of mean. Eventually they turn that cannon and they shoot it at you. And nobody deserves to. You know, I'm going to tell you straight up. The moment somebody starts swearing and yelling at you, really think about that relationship. Think about what you have invested and think about, if I leave it, what will it take from me? Because I'm telling you, your peace, your self-worth, there is no substitute. At all. At all. And I do not stick around people that do not respect me or respect people in general. That's just not my life, and it shouldn't be yours. We'll take a step aside for a fast break here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We're getting real today. Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. In DeWitt, New York, it is what happy tastes like. Inside the Café Kubal studios, we will be back in just a moment with Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is what the acronym stands for, and we'll be back with Juanita Ward speaking on not neglecting the blessings we have for the things we think we don't. Coming up next.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Café Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Café Kubal needs. Café Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic week and morning this morning, having a good time here. Appreciate you so very much, and thank you for being a part of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. We are here with Juanita Ward on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, inside of Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, and we appreciate them so much for everything they do in their community, in our community, beyond simply serving a chicken sandwich. If you've ever been to Chick-fil-A, listen, I go through the drive-thru sometimes just because I want to hear a nice person. You know, sometimes I just want to hear somebody genuinely say, "How's your day?" "My pleasure. I appreciate you. You got a cute dog. How's everything going?" You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, all the time it's nice to be around positive people. So Chick-fil-A, thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do for our community. And thank you for those smiling faces. And it says something about God. All I'm going to say, a place that openly serves God, closes on Sundays, guess what? with all these people looking for employees and trying to get people into work and whatnot, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, they got a full staff running around. So not nothing, and they got a bunch of people interviewing. It says something about the brand. It says something about who they are and what they stand for, that people want to work for them. Even through everything we've been through, people just want to get up and go to work for Chick-fil-A. And it means a lot to me because there's a lot of great people, and Jimmer Sikowski in our community has been fantastic. And we continue to pray for Jimmer with ALS and everything that he's unfortunately had going on. I continue to pray and hope for Jimmer, and that, you know, everything works out for the best, because he's an incredible human being. And, you know, I just pray to God that we get to have him as long as we possibly can. And that's the truth. Can never have enough people like Jimmer Sikowski out there. So God, please, you know, before you take him home, let's have him for a long time. With that being said, lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver here with Juanita Ward once again. Juanita is a fantastic voice in the community. She is filled with faith. She is a positive person. And as I tell people on the show, you could be all different factions of whatever, you know, religion that you're in, or whatever that you're not, whatever you believe in. I welcome you all to the show. As always, everybody's God's child. So we're all different. That's fine with me. I accept you. I ask that you accept me. We have this segment every single Friday to put you into your weekend nice, to end your weekend strong, or end your week strong, start your weekend off right, and hopefully give you some positivity, some wisdom, some knowledge, some laughs, some tears to take with you. And I am so honored to own my own business by the grace of God and be able to have a segment like this that I would listen to if I was going around the world myself. You know, and I would search for something like this, because when you're driving in your day, I feel like you need it. So hopefully Juanita and I can be that thing that maybe you didn't know that you needed today. And maybe we could be that thing that you know you do need. So with that being said, I proudly bring in my sister, my family, Juanita Ward. Juanita, how are we doing today?
Hey, Dan, how's it going, man?
It's going very well. And you know, hopefully, Juanita, you can feel my energy. Because I feel good. And I feel good. And I feel good because God is good. God woke me up today. Right? God woke me up today, and he told me this morning, man, yesterday's problems. What did you just say? Yesterday's problems, Daniel. Where do they belong? Okay, so what are we going to do today? And that feeling, you know, I'm so excited because I woke up today and I said to myself, I'm healthy. I said to myself, Lily is here, laying in bed next to me, my little pup. I get to wake up and do the show that I love. I get to cover the teams that I love. And after all of this, I'm so excited that I get to go get lunch today. And I get to sit and have a sandwich at one of the spots that I love here in Central New York. And that's enough for my entire day. It's those blessings that we don't always appreciate. And that's today's topic. Focusing on what we have, as opposed to neglecting it for what we think we don't have. And I spoke with you about it off the air, Juanita, that, you know, for me personally, I'm a single man, I don't have kids. So I could easily say, well, God, where's my wife? Where are my kids? Where are they? Why aren't they here? As opposed to, thank you that I've been doing what I love, that I'm going to hit my 18th year of broadcasting in November, that I own my own business and we're going toward our 10-year anniversary, that I get to travel all over the world, that I work with fantastic people, that I have brothers and sisters in my life that biologically I always wanted one, and now I have so many. I have 14 nieces and nephews. That's just from friends. I met my newest one yesterday, and he's a month old. Shout out Atticus. And thank you to Mark. Thank you to Mark for calling me Uncle Dan, because you made my life.
That's awesome, Dan. You know, we have these moments in our life where, you know, we can say, and I like how you brought up, you know, the single part. You know, I'm being single and I have no kids. And it's something about that where, number one, you acknowledge it, you know, that this is where I am, God. And I'm showing you who I am and where I am. I'm showing you my life before you decide to do something in my life. I'm acknowledging who I am. And the beauty about this is we have the opportunity to forget about yesterday and forget about yesterday and dwell on today. Think about today. There's in the Bible, it says, today is sufficient enough. Take care of today. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. Think on today. And being a single woman, being a single man, we have to be able to think on today. You who I am. We can't worry about what tomorrow's going to bring or what the next day is going to bring. We have to be able to do what we can do in today, because today has enough for itself. And we have to be able to count the blessings that we have. We have to understand that small things are illuminating into big things, are electrifying into big things, are gravitating into big things. And what we do right now, if what we say right now is so small, then guess what? Imagine how much you can believe in with that small thing. Imagine how much you'll be able to believe and move mountains with a bigger thing. We just have to believe in the small thing in order for it to grow. And I'm talking about this. It's called a faith of a mustard seed. If we can have enough faith in right now, instead of believing that we have all of this faith. We're human. We don't have enough faith to go around. We just have a little bit of faith to endure for the day. And when we do that, we believe that things will work out according to the way they're supposed to. We just have to know that today is sufficient enough for itself.
Yeah, and like you said, today is sufficient enough for itself. There's enough going on today. If you take in yesterday's problem, now that doesn't mean you don't work on stuff, and it doesn't mean that Rome is built in a day, but it does mean that you have to really, think about it. If Friday's going to have what Friday has, and you bring in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday into it, well, now Friday's already difficult before you even got out of bed. So you have to really think about this, okay? If you're a doctor and you're stressing out over the surgery that you performed yesterday and the surgery you performed the day before, but today you have open heart surgery and brain surgery. If you're thinking, I should have done this, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out, I'm not a good doctor, blah, 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 how are you supposed to do surgery today? So to really paint a picture to somebody, because you say, well, Dan, how do you leave the problems in yesterday? Okay, think about what a doctor has to do. A doctor has to leave those problems. What about a police officer? What about somebody that was shot at yesterday, that tried to save somebody yesterday? Can they go to work today? Can a cop ever say, I got shot at yesterday, I'm not going to work today, I'm not saving anybody's life, I'm not protecting anybody? I have family that are police officers. They had to go to work every day, no matter what happened the day before. They could have been in a hostage crisis on Thursday, and Friday morning, they got to go about their business, walk into the office, smile, and say, how's your day, Betty? How you doing? It's when you think my life is so hard, I can't give up what happened to me yesterday. Somebody broke up with me yesterday. Somebody broke up with me 2 months ago. I lost my job 8 months ago. Okay, but what are you doing today? If a cop has to get up after getting shot at and keep moving, if a doctor has to go to work after yesterday thinking I didn't do my best job and they have to do brain surgery at 6:15 this morning, put it into perspective. What about a pilot? What about a pilot that was out there flying and had a close call when they told him to touch down and there was a plane in the wrong area and he had to pull back up? Can he have that jerk and that kind of like fear, that kind of like jump all the time that he goes to land again? No, because he's got to land. He's got to keep people safe. He's got to do his job. She's got to do her job. That pilot, she's got to land that plane, no matter what happened yesterday. So when you put it into that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the beauty of life. You have to be able to put things into perspective. And when we are always thinking about what we don't have, our lack of, when we stay in that mindset, we can never see the positive in life. We can never count the small blessings. We have to be able to count the blessings. And the good thing about us is that we don't continuously tell people to stay there. We show them how to have purpose in life. We show them how to have a relationship in life. We show them how to be able to have a common place where you can feel that you're worth something in life. If we put off what we can do today for tomorrow, we'll never be able to achieve what we can do today because we're putting it off for tomorrow. If we continue to say, oh, well, I'm not going to change right now, I'm going to change on my own time, or I'm not going to come to that place right now, I'm going to come on my own time. You cannot put off what you want, what needs to be done today for tomorrow. Because if you continuously put off what needs to be done today for tomorrow, you're going to lose out, and you're going to lose everything. Like, for example, if you're in a relationship and you have someone that's telling you, hey, you need to get things right. Hey, this needs to be done. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't take this anymore. I'm telling you, I'm drawing away. You're pushing me away. You're pushing me away. The only thing that I'm asking you to do is get it right today. Get it right today. Change is so simple. Don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow, or you will lose everything. Today is sufficient enough for itself. Yeah. Take care of everything today, because, you know, I've heard this saying before, don't wait until somebody is gone to give them their roses. Give them their roses today, not when they leave. They can't accept them anymore. We have to be able to take care of what we can take care of today. And giving life, responding to things right when it's going on. Don't wait until it's gone, then to try to make up and say, oh, I got to make it right. I got to get it right. I'm doing my best. I'm trying my hardest. That's not reality, and that's not realistic. Yeah. Because if a person can do something right now today, what's stopping the next person from doing the very same thing? We have to take under consideration, check self first. And when we check self, we can start to realign ourselves, redefine ourselves, rededicate ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves, refocus ourselves. But if we put off what we can do today for tomorrow, you're definitely going to miss out.
Coming from Juanita Ward here this morning in Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is the conversation every single Friday happening, and appreciate it right around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Juanita, I liken it to this when we're talking about that we have to live in today and can't always, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Because here's the thing. Paint this picture. All right, everybody, ride with me in this for a second. If you call up your mom, or you call up your friend, or your dad, whatever, and you tell them a story about something that bothers you Monday, and you call them on Tuesday and you talk about the same thing, and you call them on Wednesday and you talk about the same thing, and Thursday the same thing, and Friday the same thing. Now you're here this morning. Your mom has heard the same story over and over and over and over and over and over again. She knows how you feel. She knows what you're thinking. She knows what's going on in your life. But you have spent no time giving your mom her roses. You have spent no time speaking with your mom about her life, what's going on with her, what matters with her. You haven't made any new memories with her. You just talked about stuff you didn't like. Would you watch the same movie at the theater every single day? No. You want to go to the movie theater and pay $13, watch the movie on Monday, watch it on Tuesday for $13, Wednesday on $13, Thursday on $13, Friday it's more expensive, so maybe pay $16. So if you're not going to watch the same movie every single day over and over and over and over again, why do you spend time telling the same story, focusing on the same thing over and over and over and over again? You have to be willing to move forward. You have to be willing to kind of say your piece and move on. You know, and I've been a culprit of this before myself, that you tell the story, right? I call up Juanita, I say, Juanita, I'm upset about this. This is going on in my life. Boom. Monday we talk about it. We should be talking about a solution at the end of the conversation. Tuesday should not be the same conversation. How much time do we waste focusing on, well, this is what's going on. This is where I'm, this is what I don't have. This is what I don't have. This is what I don't have. And I don't know, Juanita. It's really clear to me when I ask myself the question, would I watch the same movie every single day on repeat? The answer is no. So why have the same conversation every single day and not getting anywhere with it?
That's true. Why dwell on something that you can't change? You can only create what you can create. You can only affect what you can affect. Most importantly, you can only control what you can control. And what you can control, take advantage of it. What you can't control, let it go. That's just reality. We can only control what we can control. Let's talk about one thing that we can control is our emotions. We can control our emotions, which means we can control what we allow to affect us or not. We can control what we allow people to say that will affect us or not. We can control how we allow somebody to continuously affect our emotions or not. People have to understand that what you can control it. What you can't control, let it go. It'll save you some time at the doctor's office, and most importantly, it'll save you a lot of stress that you don't need. We have to be able to say to ourselves, let's not neglect what I do need. What do I need? I need to first love self. I need to first understand self. And how do I first understand self but I have to get to the place where I understand God. I understand who he is, and I understand who he has created me to be. I know that he loves me so much. I know that he cares for me so much. I know that he said that he has a plan for me. I know that he said that he created me in his image. I know that he said that before I was formed in my mother's womb, I knew you. I know that there's somebody out there that knows me like the back of their hand, literally. There's somebody that told me that you are the apple of my eye. How many people on this earth can tell you that you are the apple of my eye? Which means you're the covering. You're what I love. You're what I dwell for. You're what I live for. You are the one that I constantly continue to pump breath into your body because I know that you have a purpose. Stop neglecting me. Stop trying to put me off for something that you don't need. Stop putting me off for stress. Stop putting me off for worry. Stop putting me off because you're trying to step into tomorrow or you're trying to step into the future and dictate. Do what you can do today, because if you try to do it tomorrow, what you have today is going to be gone. Take care of today. Don't neglect the small things. Because when you neglect the small things, you will not be able to understand the big things. It is in the small things that we are being developed. It's in the small things that we are being defined. We have to be able to take care of the small things and not neglect those things, because those things are teaching us about life and who we are and what we are supposed to be. In order to know thyself, you have to understand whose you are. You have to understand what your purpose is. And understanding your purpose is so important, because what do you do every single day that you don't have to get paid for? What could you talk about? What could you stand up and do every single day that you don't have to get a dime for? You're not going to ask nobody to do. Dan, I can tell you that right now. My purpose every single day that you don't have to pay me not one dime is I'm going to tell you about the Lord Jesus Christ, because I want you to be saved. I want you to know who you are, and I want you to know who holds your future. Most importantly, I want you to know where you gain your strength and your joy from. If we neglect that today, we'll be able to neglect everything in life. We have to be able to take care of self today. Because if we allow the world to tell us who we are, we'll be discombobulated, we'll be confused, and we'll continue to keep the same cycle. As you talked about earlier, we'll continue to talk the same thing over and over and over and over, not getting anywhere, not having a solution or a purpose. We have to be able to control what we can control today and let tomorrow take care of itself. Today is sufficient enough.
Yeah, and there's so many branches coming off of what we're talking about today in this conversation of not neglecting what we have for what we think we don't. And I say this to God a lot. I say, hey, God, as a single man, no kids, 35. Yeah, I want to be a dad someday, and I want to be a husband. But as much as I want that, and I get frustrated sometimes, and I apologize for being frustrated with you because it is your plan, not mine, I don't want you to take my frustration as I don't appreciate what I have. Because I have a lot. So my dad said to me, he goes, Daniel, I know you want to be a dad. He said this to me yesterday. He said, I know you want to be a father. I know you do. He said, but look at your friends. He said, you have a ton of friends. Like real people that love you. And to go and see Jason and see Ross and see Mark and see Johnny and see Amy and have them say to me, this is your nephew. This is your niece. These babies, this is Uncle Dan. How incredible that is. And just in my life yesterday, I could easily have missed the blessing. Saying, God, where's my wife at? God, where are my kids at? Instead of that moment where my friend that I've had since I was a little kid, Mark, was holding his baby boy who's a month old, and he looked down at him as his father, and he said, this is your Uncle Dan. That one sentence shows that friendship is real, that it's more than a friendship, it's a brotherhood, and that not only does Mark feel that he is my brother, but that he loves me and respects me and cherishes me enough to say to his child, his firstborn child, this is not my friend Dan, this is not Dan Tortora, this is your Uncle Dan. We get lost in everything going on. And like Juanita said, what people think of us, how they view us, blah, 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 whatever. We get so lost that I could have easily missed that 3-second moment where he looked down at his son and said, this is your Uncle Dan. That is a blessing. Your mom grabbing dinner with you, which my mom did last night, is a blessing. Having dinner with my dad the night before is a blessing. How are you spending your blessings? How are you spending your time with the people that love you? Because like Juanita said, you can give them a rose on their grave, but they can't hold it. They can't accept it. They can't smile. Because they're not here anymore. Physically. Their soul is gone. It's back in heaven. So how are you spending the time with the people that you love? How are you giving your roses today? And are you accepting the ones that are being given to you? Because if you're only focused on what you don't have, you're not given any roses, you're not getting any roses, you're not realizing what's happening. God may not give you the blessing that you want, but he gives you the blessing that you need. And trust me, and Juanita can speak on this too. What you asked God to bless you with yesterday, I can promise you, if he doesn't give it to you, look at it down the road. It wasn't a blessing. And that's why he took it away.
You know that saying, Dan, be careful what you ask for?
Yeah.
We have to be careful what we ask for. Because when we ask for something, we have to ask for it in the right manner. We have to ask for it in the right way. Let me give you this example. You go into the kitchen, you look in the fridge, you don't have anything there. As a child, you go, oh my goodness, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. In comes your mom or your dad and says, wait a minute, you can't have that right now because dinner is not ready yet. Oh, but I want this so bad. I want this piece of candy or I want this something that's sweet that they're not supposed to have before dinner. And mom or dad says, no, you can't have that right now. Just go sit down. Just wait a second. Dinner is almost ready. Oh, but I want it so bad. I want it so bad. I got to have it right now. I need it. And they say, okay, I'm not going to tell you again. Go sit down. You don't need that right now. So then they go and they sit down and they pout a little bit because they wanted what was in the fridge so bad right then and right there. But they didn't realize that they needed to wait until the food was ready so that they could get some nutrients in their body before they add the sugar into their body. Because the nutrients that they need in their body was going to sustain them, but the sugar was going to run out and they were going to be hungry in less than 30 seconds. So are we waiting for something? Do we need a quick fix or do we need something that's going to sustain us? And that's the question that we really have to ask ourselves. Are we needing something that's a quick fix because we want it right now? Or do we need to wait for God's timing for him to give it to us? Because whatever it is that we want right now, if it's not in the timing of God, he's not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You have to be patient and wait the timing. Wait for that time that he has already perfected for you. If you believe and it aligns with the purpose and it aligns with the calling and it aligns with the trajectory of your life, he'll make it happen. But it is all in his timing that he makes things happen. We can say to ourselves, I can say to myself right now, oh my God, God, please send me my husband. Send me my husband. I've been praying for it. I need my husband right now, right now, right now. But if I rush into a relationship right now and it's not the timing, I'm going to end up getting back out of a relationship. And I'm going to say that, oh, God sent this into my life, but yet there's so much that's going on in the relationship that doesn't add up. And we cannot be so consumed with fake love that we're not consumed with real love. We have to understand the difference. What we need right now already has a date on it. And that date may not be today. That date may be down the line because he has to prune and perfect what he has for you. And when we can get to the realization and understanding that what we need right now, is probably not what we need right now. Because what we need right now is not even what we're looking for. So we have to be patient and believe that God will take care and supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus, because he's going to do exceedingly abundantly above we can ever ask, think, or imagine. But we just have to be patient and endure, because if we can, we will reap a reward that is extremely, extremely unimaginable, something that we have never been able to produce before in our life, because we can't do the possible. God is doing the impossible for us. When we believe that we can do possible, God is saying, I got something that's supernatural that you can't even do. But if you can just wait a little bit, if you can just hold up a little bit, if you can just not let your flesh desire fuel you and let me go before you, I got something greater for you. And as I stated earlier, you have to be careful of the people that you allow into your life, because sometimes you'll end up doing what they're doing. You'll end up being what they're being. You'll end up putting off today for tomorrow. And then you'll end up losing out on everything. You have to be able to realign, redefine, and readjust who you are. Remember this, don't neglect what you can do today for tomorrow. Don't put it off. If you've been told over and over and over to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that, and you constantly been told that for 10 months, for 11 months, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years, for 10 years.
Yeah.
Stop putting things off for tomorrow. Do it today. Because if you continue to put things off for tomorrow, the person that you once thought that you had may be gone. Or the opportunity that you thought you once had may be gone. Don't neglect what you can do today for tomorrow. Today is sufficient enough. And if you've never known who you are, just go look in the mirror and tell yourself this: I can, I will succeed.
Coming from Juanita Ward here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Cafe Kubal studios. You're listening to Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. Proudly brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay here in our central and upstate New York community. Juanita, as always, I appreciate it. It is so true. Big messages to take from today. Don't put off today for tomorrow. Don't neglect the blessings you have. Don't be a broken record and keep focusing on things, especially things you can't control, because you wouldn't watch the same movie every single day over and over again. And if something has hurt you and something has taken your time, listen, if somebody wastes your time today, it's their fault. If they waste your time tomorrow, it's your fault. So be smart, be kind to yourself, be good to others, and understand that rotten fruit will fall by itself. You do not need to push it. You don't need to knock it off the branch. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to seek any type of negativity. Let rotten fruit be what it is and get away from that tree. Juanita, as always, I appreciate you.
Always, Dan. Take care, man.
Talk with you soon. Coming from Juanita Ward here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. I always love getting to do what we do here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and I always appreciate Juanita for being a part of the broadcast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single Friday right around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time for Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. We will take a quick step aside on the show. When we come back, The top dog of the week, I'm excited about this one, will be announced. Proudly presented by Canine Kamp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding right after this, inside of the Café Kubal Studios. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success at Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career, it's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Hope you're having yourselves a great morning this morning. Happy Friday to all my good people out there, and to those of you that are watching this show back, happy whatever day it is that you're watching the show. So thank you for being here with us at facebook.com/livenowdt, as well as facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, wakeupcalldt.com, and mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. So however you're connecting with us, thank you so much for being a part of Wake Up Call, and I hope you are all doing very, very well. So my love and my support, my appreciation go out to every single one of you, and I just say hi. Sometimes that's all it takes is just saying hi to somebody. Could make their day. Cafe Kubal Studios, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 208 North Townsend Street, as well as 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse. You'll also find them inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, which is doing tremendous work for our children. May they continue to do it. God, may you guide the hands of the doctors and the nurses and everyone involved. And please just put your hands on the shoulders of the families that are there and the children. And I just hope for nothing but good news today. I really do. So God bless. And thank you. So a big shout out to Galisanos Children's Hospital and everybody that's out there helping. Like I said, you'll find Cafe Kubal inside of there. So, sometimes cup of coffee goes a long way. Those doctors working all day long, 16 hours, 14 hours straight. Grab a cup of coffee, go back upstairs. So thank you to Cafe Kubal. 343 Fayette Street as well in Manlius, New York. And their newest location, their first ever drive-thru, which I'm ecstatic about the drive-thru, corner of Route 11 and Taft Road in North Syracuse, a.k.a. Sweetheart Corner. So a lot of great stuff coming up. Syracuse Q&A is coming up in just a moment as we finish off Atlantic Action Week. Atlantic Action Week has been action-packed with every single one of the 7 teams in the Atlantic Division of the Atlantic Coast Conference. My coverage of the ACC is all 14 schools in football, obviously all 15 when you include Notre Dame and other sports. And I had the opportunity to speak with all 14 institutions, and I took that opportunity and put it all together to share with you this week and next week to get you ready for the season. This has been Atlantic Action Week. You heard from Boston College, Clemson, Florida State, as well as you heard from Louisville and Wake Forest and NC State, and today you're going to hear from Syracuse. So Dino Babers, the head coach of the team, as well as wide receiver Taj Harris, offensive lineman Airon Servais, and defensive lineman Josh Black will all be joining the show, and I can't wait to share that time with you. So that's all coming up in just a couple minutes to round out Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. But before we go there, we must go here to the top dog of the week. The top dog of the week coming to you proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. Very much appreciate having them here and thank them so much for all they do in our community to take care of Lily and all the great dogs, no matter what the shape or size is of your dog, big ones, small ones, in between. I love what they do for all of our dogs in the community. Canine Camp Dog Daycare, located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, as well as right around the corner on 242 Johnson Street, the Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. So make sure you head out there today and have them take care of your little one or your big one, your pup or your grown dog. And if you want some more information on Canine Camp Dog Daycare, you can go to K-9, the number 9, K-9camp, Kamp.com. That's K-9, Kamp.com. Or you can call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110. So make sure you do that today. And for the campground, you can go to the number 9, Kampground.com. That's the number 9, Kampground.com for Canine Campground for the dog boarding. And you can feel free to get in touch with them today and give them a phone call as well. So definitely reach out to Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding, as I was saying, at the number 9, Kampground.com. And you can call them for the campground where each dog will have their own cabin to sleep and have their own space at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. So make sure you get in touch with them today. With all that being said, it is time for the top dog of the week, but not before Lily gives me the proper introduction. Thanks, Lily. So, with that being said, our top dog of the week this week, brought to you by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding, has got to go to the man, Elijah Moore. I love this. This came across my phone yesterday, and I had to make him the top dog of the week. Feeling it. He will not forget the names of the 5 wide receivers that were drafted before him in the 2021 NFL Draft. Loving this. He was chosen 34th overall, which means he was at the top of the second round. And the 5 receivers taken before him, Jamar Chase went 5th to the Bengals, Jalen Waddle 6th to the Dolphins, Devontae Smith 10th to the Eagles, Kadarius Toney 20th to the Giants, and Rashad Bateman 27th to the Ravens. He has written those names down. Really, really cool and awesome thing that he has done. So just looking at this, I think it's he wrote the names and he keeps the names in front of him, which I find to be incredible. Just a really, really awesome thing. He's written the names on his bathroom mirror, and he reads them twice a day. Thank you to the Athletics, Connor Hughes, for putting this out there. Elijah Moore, wide receiver for the New York Jets, who was drafted this year. There were 5 receivers drafted before him. He wrote the names of every single one of those receivers on his bathroom mirror to push him every single day to be the best that he can be. To remember that they thought 5 people in this world were better than him at his position. What an amazing thing. How many times do we let people bother us? We were just talking about it with Juanita. How many times do we care about what other people think? How many times do we let that irk us and get to us? Oh, they think I'm the 6th best wide receiver. And so Elijah Moore does what with it? Instead of taking it as a negative, he spins it to a positive, and he puts those 5 names on the mirror, and every day when he wakes up, he looks at that mirror. He looks at that mirror and he says to himself, these are the people that were taken before me. I'm going to work my butt off today. I'm going to prove myself. Not for them, not for anybody, but for me. Right? That's how I would look at it. I don't know if that's what he's saying, but that's how I'm taking it. Right? Here's all the people. I could write down all the businesses that never hired me. I could write down the businesses that didn't appreciate me, the bosses that were willing to not let me expand and this, that, and whatever. Write that stuff down. Right? The Almost Maybes. There's a great country song called The Almost Maybes. Write down all your exes, right? And everything that you thought, oh my gosh, they were the perfect thing and I can't believe I lost them. Write down hindsight 2020 what the not good things were in those relationships. And I guarantee you're going to say, I didn't lose. If you're a good person. If you're on the other side of it, maybe you did lose. If you cheated on somebody or something like that, maybe you did lose. But to write those things on the mirror, this is what you got away from. This is what God protected you from. Write it down. See it every single day. I have notes I keep in my pocket. I have 2 notes that I keep in my pocket every single day. So if I ever forget, they're right there, and I can pick them out, open them up. I wrote them to myself weeks ago, and they are fantastic words of advice for me personally. So I love that Elijah Moore did that, and that's why he's the top dog of the week. Because he didn't sit here and go, oh man, I feel sorry for myself. I was drafted 6th. I was the 6th drafted wide receiver. The other 5 guys are better. I suck. I should probably just quit. Nobody likes me. No. He wrote them on his bathroom mirror. Wake up and look at those names. Those people came to eat at the table. Are you eating? What are you going to do? This is who they think is better than you. Is anybody better than you? No. The answer is no. Nobody is better than you. Nobody is better than you. You go out, you fight, you have a dream, you have a desire, you have a journey. God has a path paved for you. Go enjoy it, celebrate it, live it, know it. Have fun. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. Because life can be gone in an instant. So celebrate it now. I love that Elijah Moore went and wrote those names on his bathroom mirror. These people were drafted before me. They said they were better than me. Because it doesn't matter what people say. It matters what you do. Actions do speak louder than words. I know a lot of people that talk a lot of game. But this many of them, and maybe even smaller than that, can you get that minuscule little hair of the, you see that right there? That little tiny bit? They actually live it. A lot of people tell you what they're going to be. A lot of people tell you. They listen to rap music. They go, man, I'm going to be a rapper someday. I'm a great rapper. That many. Man, I could broadcast. I could do this. I could do that. I could run a company. That many. Business owners, people who say they're going to open one. Athletes, people who say they're really good at the sport, right? You may not get on American Idol, but if you're going to tell everybody that you sing, do it. If you're going to tell everybody that you're capable, try it. I don't care what you say you're going to do. I care about what you're going to do. Because if I had a nickel for everybody that told me they're this and they're that and they're gonna and promise, people make promises they do not keep every single second of the day. But when you make a promise and you don't say a word and you just do it, Elijah Moore does not care, from what I'm taking from this, what people think. He cares what he's going to do. These people were said that they were better than me. I know who I am. I'm Elijah Moore. I'll go out there and get it. That's how I would take it, right? These are the people that fired you. These are the people that broke up with you. These are the people that these are the friends that aren't who they said they were. This is what people wrote about you and said you were. Look at it, read it, use it to your advantage. The people that are most successful and just not letting the world bother them in their lives, they're the people that take that negativity and they spin it. You know, you ever have somebody in high school be made fun of and then somebody takes that thing that they called them or the thing that they said about them and they turn it into something? Man, you took the power right out of their hands and you gave it to yourself. Woo! How beautiful that is. Elijah Moore, I hope you eat. I hope you eat. I hope you come to the dinner table. I don't wish bad on those other 5 receivers. I just hope that you do you. I hope that you do you. Because that's like girls passing on you. That's like guys passing on you. That's like other business owners passing on you. These 5 teams passed on him to get somebody else. Oh, man. It don't matter. It does not matter. They do not matter. But what matters is Elijah Moore knows who he is, and he goes out and he does that work. And he showcases himself. My dad told me a long time ago, people are going to say negative things about you. They're going to say horrible things about you. Never give them a reason to be right. So Elijah Moore, they thought you were 6th best. Don't give them a reason to be right. Go in there, put that work in, put that effort in, enthusiasm, and you cannot control what anybody else does, including those other 5 receivers, but you can control what you do. So go out and eat, bro. Go eat. And you're playing for the Jets, and that's my buddy Ross's team, my buddy Brendan's team. So shout out to you, man. I hope you make some hay. I hope you dance in that end zone and feel that, you know? And that's the thing about celebrations. Can I just say this for a second? If I was in the NFL and I caught a touchdown pass and they say, act like you've been there before, I'm like, hi. You know, I'm going to be out there having fun. And there might be somewhere, like I might be pissed, and I might just catch that touchdown pass, run over, and just hand it to the ref. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's touchdown by touchdown. But telling people they can't celebrate, stop. Stop. You should celebrate. Celebrate your life every day. I'm celebrating today. I'm thinking all morning this morning, I can't wait to go to my place for lunch and grab myself this meal that I really, really want to eat. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. And it's such a little thing to so many people, but to me it's not. To me it's beautiful. It's fun. Celebrate your life every single day. Who cares who doesn't like you? Who cares who has a problem with you? I heard before somebody say, people's opinions of myself, other people's opinions of me are none of my business. People talk about you. People laugh at you. People make fun of you. People think you can't. If I focused on the people that thought that I couldn't, my business would not be 9+ years old right now. If I thought about people thinking that I couldn't, I wouldn't have tried anything. I wouldn't have my house. I wouldn't have my dog. I wouldn't have my life. I wouldn't have traveled. I wouldn't have lived in other places. I wouldn't have been a broadcaster now of over 17 years. Who cares what people think? It doesn't matter. Do you ever go on YouTube and find one video that somebody hasn't clicked dislike? Did they really dislike it, or did they just want to be one of the morons that try to make somebody hurt? I'm going to click dislike because hopefully it'll end somebody's day and make somebody really sad. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? If I don't like something, then I don't like it. If I go to see a movie and I don't like the movie, I just went to see a movie I didn't like. I don't say anything. I might tell my friends, hey, this is what I thought, but I never tell them don't go. I might joke about stuff like don't go in that respect, but I'm never going to literally, hey, don't go. You want to go? Go. I'm not trying to take money out of somebody's pocket. Absolutely not. I wouldn't want somebody to do that for me. If somebody went and saw my movie someday and they didn't like it, I wouldn't want them to tell people don't go see it, then those people don't go see it. Because what if they're going to like it? You know what I mean? So, listen, I like mushrooms. Some people don't. I didn't like them until I was 14. But if somebody says to me, ugh, I hate mushrooms, don't ever eat them, and I never eat them, how do I know if I like them or not? Live your life. Do your thing. Don't care what other people say. Elijah Moore, don't care what other people have done. Yeah, they didn't draft you as the first wide receiver overall. So go out and be the best you can be. Go out and eat. Go out and make it happen. Celebrate your life. Who cares? People got opinions about everything. About everything. Right? There's people that have an opinion about me that I say that I'm an uncle when I have no biological brothers and sisters. And you know what I think about whenever I'm dating and a girl says to me, you know, do you have any brothers and sisters? I say no. And then 10 minutes later I go, I have 2 nieces that are down in Florida, da da da. And then she's like, wait, I thought you didn't have a blah blah blah. So how could you be an uncle? Because that doesn't make sense. Psh, that's the last date we're going to have. Because why are you analyzing it? I'm an uncle. Accept it. To Carly and Gracie, I'm Uncle Dan. So I don't really care what you think. And if you got that type of attitude, you're never going to meet Carly and Gracie because you're probably not going to be around 5 more minutes later. Right? So live your life. Okay? The other thing, I call Lily my child. I call her my baby girl. She's my daughter. Most people get it. Some people, oh, Dan, she's a dog. Who cares? Who cares? If you're living your life to the best of your ability and you are happy and you're not hurting anybody on purpose, who cares? Who cares? I have no time, space, or energy for people who stay in relationships that are toxic. Who go, I really want to be with somebody else, but I'm going to sit here. I can't stay with that. Or somebody who tells me that they hate their job and 10 years later they're still in the same job. I don't want to hear about it. The best advice that somebody's ever given me is either change it or accept it because I'm tired of hearing about it. Either change it or accept it because I'm tired of hearing about it. You don't like who you're married to, you don't like who you're dating, you don't like the job you have, you don't like where you live, either accept it or do something about it. But stop talking about it because we don't want to hear it anymore. The first time you tell me about your problems, I had somebody come to me before and said, oh my gosh, my boyfriend, da 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 da. And as a friend, I was like, hey, I care about you. If you don't like this, here's my advice. This is what you guys can try. Maybe you could do this. Maybe you could do that. Maybe you can listen a little bit better. Maybe he could do this with you, whatever. But after 2.5 years of hearing it, I was like, listen, I don't even care at this point. You're still dating this person. You tell me you hate him every day. I don't know what to tell you. Either move on or accept it because I don't want to hear about it anymore. Because when you literally utter their name, I want to throw up and go in the other room. Life is way too short. Yes, Greg, you're right. It's way too short. I'm 35. I feel like I blinked. I was 20. I feel like I was 15 years old going, I can't wait to be a dad when I'm 25. And now I'm 35. And I have to remind myself, I'm like, man, I'm in my 30s? How did I get out of my 20s? You know what I mean? Enjoy your life now. Just the way he dressed. We got what, goldfish in his shoes? Come on now. You think people care? No. Be smart with it. Cam Newton has the fedora and he's got like the scarves on and all this stuff. And people always talk about I've talked about it before. Man, he's got an eclectic style. But you know what? I respect it. I respect it. Whether or not I would ever wear it, I respect it. Why? Because he's himself. He's unapologetically him. And because you're talking about it, he probably loves that you're talking about it. I never know what's in style. I wear whatever I want to wear. I wore a Venom t-shirt to the show today. That's my broadcast right now. I wore Venom. Why? Because he's my favorite anti-hero since I was like, 7 years old. I love Venom. I would play Venom in a movie in a heartbeat. I would write a Venom movie in a heartbeat. I've written a screenplay with Venom in it. I love Venom. It's got nothing to do with sports, Dan. I don't care. It's what I like. It's what I put on. Woke up this morning, went into the closet, pulled it out, saw it, went boom. Wearing that t-shirt today. Why? Because I wanna. That's it. If you're having good, clean fun, do you. Do you. You don't got to answer to nobody except for the man upstairs. Okay? Worry about what he thinks. Don't care about what nobody else thinks. Live your life and live it with fun. Have a good time. That's what Elijah Moore is doing. That's what you got to do. People ask me, "Oh man, what do you think about this broadcaster?" And I don't have time to listen to their show. I'm working. I don't have time. When you love what you do and you do what you love, you don't have time. I do not have time. I make time for people. I don't have time for people. I make time for people. Because I realize that. I get out of a relationship, I'm like, man, I gave that girl all my time. I did this and that. I kept changing, moving around my schedule. And look at how busy I am without her. You know what I mean? Appreciate the time that somebody gives you. If somebody's working and they're texting you or they call you, man, that's awesome. Because they easily could say, I'm at work. My mom's at work. She'll answer the phone. Hey, son, how you doing? Your day's okay? You want to get lunch later? I call my dad all the time when he's working. He's like, what up, boo? Calls me Boo Boo from Yogi and Boo Boo. So he calls me Boo Boo. He's like, how you doing? You know? I call my buddy up. He's taking care of his kids. He's got one kid running around. He's got another kid trying to eat a stapler. Hey, Dan, what's up, man? Hold on 1 second. I got to take care of Giovanna. You know what I mean? Giovanni. And that's real. That's real deal. So enjoy that. Enjoy your life. Celebrate your life. Be around people you want to be around, and don't let anybody tell you what you're capable of. You know what you're capable of, and maybe you don't. Maybe you don't, but get to know that. Get to know that. Never let somebody take away your happy. Don't ever let somebody take away your happy, and never settle in relationships, in jobs, in where you live. Do not settle. Life is short. If you want to live in Florida, then go. If you don't want to date that person anymore, you want to go over there, you want to be by yourself, then do that. Do it. You want that job, you want that dream, then do it. If you want it, go get it. Ain't nobody going to get it for you. No one's going to get it for you. And I can promise you that your family and friends do not want to hear you talk about it anymore. Either do it or don't. Either accept it or not. Either keep your mouth shut and accept mediocrity, or get after what you actually want in your life. So many people talk. So few people do. I got a talk show, and I can promise you, as much as I talk, I do a heck of a lot more. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, it's Syracuse all day, to round out the week. The Atlantic Action Week, folks, completes itself with Syracuse. You will see my Q&As from ACC Kickoff to get you ready for the season with Dino Babers, the head coach of Syracuse Football, wide receiver Taj Harris, offensive lineman Airon Servais, and defensive lineman Josh Black. That's all coming up where sports meets that thing called life inside the Café Football studios in just a moment. Stay here, stay with us, stay happy, and get after what you want. Excuses are meaningless. Actions speak louder than words.
Café Cabal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafecubal.com. Café Cabal, coffee for the soul.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpassnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13, is worth the drive every time out to Pulaski, New York. Make sure you make your way out there and download their app on the Google Play or Apple App Store today so you have everything at your fingertips, every single piece of their menu, from the homemade breads and desserts to the salads, quinoa bowls, rice bowls, brick oven pizzas, and the sandwiches named after the families that helped to settle today's Pulaski. Ingrained in our community, ingrained in our taste buds. The Millhouse Market. I went there yesterday. I literally was out there. I was on a ride. I was seeing my buddy Mark and his wife and his newborn son Atticus. And on my way home, I said, I got to get a cookie, and I got to get a cookie for my mom, and I got to get a cookie for me and my mom. And that's what I did. And I met my mom for dinner, and I said, I got something for you. And I walked around the car and gave her that oatmeal raisin cookie from Millhouse Market. And I saw that big smile, and she smelled the cookie, and she said, thank you so much, Daniel. She said, I love it. So excited. That's what it does. Helping out the community, going to a place like Millhouse Market, to see your mom grab that oatmeal raisin cookie, be excited about it, smell it, and say, thank you. That's all it takes. To just smell it, close your eyes, and be like, this is unique. This is special. This isn't just an oatmeal raisin cookie. This is an oatmeal raisin cookie from the Millhouse Market. That is the difference. That's why it's worth the drive every time. 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. With that being stated, we're back here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios, I am hoping you're having a fantastic day. If you were having a bad day before you got here with us, I hope it's better now. If you're having a good day, I hope it's great now. Okay? Let's just keep rocking and keep elevating. That's what we got. We got to keep elevating, right? We don't stay still. We don't go down. We got to go up, right? We just got to keep rocking and rolling. So, inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios, you have heard the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Lead, learn, evolve, ad lib, and deliver. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And the Top Dog of the Week, Elijah Moore, K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. Now it's time to round out Atlantic Action Week inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios with Syracuse. A team that some of you may know. Cuse in the house, oh my God. You may be familiar. I may talk about them a little bit from time to time in the last 17 plus years of broadcasting. The Atlantic Action Week. You've heard from the Boston College Eagles, the Clemson Tigers, the Florida State Seminoles, the Louisville Cardinals, the NC State Wolfpack, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, and now it's time to hear from the Syracuse Orange as I proudly bring you my conversations with Syracuse heading in to the 2021-2022 college football season. First and foremost, Dino Babers. Shout out to Dino and this awesome message that I got from him before we even started the question.
Mr. Dan.
How are you, sir?
Mr. Dan.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get people back in the arena again and have a real dome. So, for you this season, Coach, you bring Josh, Airon, and Taj, and I kind of wanted to start there, the leadership of these three gentlemen and why they're the proper representation for Syracuse this year.
Let me start with this. Taj has been an amazing player for us. Came in as a young man, battled an upperclassman, and ended up becoming a starter his true freshman year. And if things go right this year, he's going to have the opportunity to be the leading wide receiver in the history of Syracuse football. And Syracuse history goes back a long way, and there's been a bunch of not only fantastic collegiate wide receivers, but NFL wide receivers. And for him to have an opportunity to be in that light, I felt like he deserved the right to be here. When I talk about Josh Black and I talk about Airon Servais, there's no doubt that they're leaders on our football team. But the thing I really do appreciate appreciate about that class is that the 6 super seniors, they're coming back to help lead this team and to have the redemption from the last year that we have is so important. And there's no way we'd be able to bridge the youth on this football team with the season that we're going to have, we're trying to have without the super seniors coming back. All 6 of those guys, they have their degrees. All 6 of those guys could start their lives. All 6 of those guys could have had shots in NFL camps, but they decided to come back and do one more year because something just didn't feel right with them. And their attitude is the attitude that I want to radiate not only throughout the football team, but throughout the staff and throughout the community. And I will give them all the power I have to have the type of season that they want to have at Syracuse.
I will give them all the type of power I have to give them the type of season that they want to have at Syracuse. Big words coming from Dino Babers. I love it. Second question here with Dino coming up next here on Wake Up Call. Inside of the Atlantic Action Week Syracuse Orange coverage.
Dino, 5 seasons in, what's the assessment for you as you look back on these 5 years at Syracuse as you head into year number 6? Those big points that maybe you wanted to hit at this point, and if you feel like you've gotten to some of those pillars.
I think the biggest thing is that, we had a bad season, and we've had a really, really good season. I don't think we're as bad as we were in the bad season, and maybe we're not as good as we were in the good one. But the thing that I really want is consistency. And I want to be consistently good, not occasionally great. If we can find that consistency, I think we can find the support and the foundation that we need, not only for the university, but also for the community. It's really important to me that they have a football team that they can be proud of, and that's very, very important.
I love that. It's important to him that the community has a football team that they can be proud of. It's been a long time since Syracuse fans could really be proud of what they were seeing out there. And that's the great unfortunate. It's been a really, really long time. A very long time since Syracuse has had that. And the Orange trying to find their way, right? To try and navigate through everything that's here. And to move forward. And to have success. It's been a while. And I definitely want to see this happen. I want to see Syracuse get to prominence. I want to see them be successful. I want to see my hometown rise. You know me, okay? I cover everybody. That's what it feels like. And around the country, being able to meet people and build connections, I want to see everybody chasing their dreams to eat. And it's different when it's your hometown. It's different when it's the place that represents where you grew up. So I want to see success. And like Dino has mentioned before and echoed this before, I want to be exceptionally good, not occasionally great. Right? Because every squirrel gets a nut at some point. To be exceptionally good, right? Consistently good. Not occasionally great. Consistently good. Not occasionally great. It's important. It's vital. It means a lot. So, I want to see them get there. And definitely for the Josh Blacks and the Airon Servais and Kingsley Jonathans and Kinley Williams of the world. Because these gentlemen could have been all done. Right? But they got a free year from the NCAA due to Corona. One of the things the NCAA has done right recently. Thank goodness for these kids. And it's great to see this. So now I want them to do something with it. I want them to really feel like, you know what, we came back to have a better taste in our mouth, and I want to see them go to a bowl game this year. Now I'm thinking 4-8, I'm thinking 5-7. That's my assessment. But I really, really hope they get to 6. Because I really, really, really want to go somewhere in December. And I really, really, really want to see an Orange Block S. And I really, really, really want to cover my hometown in the postseason. So let's get it, gentlemen. Let's make it happen. Dino and I had another conversation going into the season, and this was about name, image, and likeness. And I know a lot of people have thoughts. Here are his.
Coach, name, image, and likeness is obviously something that's front and center right now. How have you addressed that with the student athletes, and what's your overall take on moving forward, knowing that this is a real thing for collegiate athletics right now?
First thing I talked to them about is I'm really excited. It's new. Not only is it new for them, but it's new for coaches. You know, we've probably had 2 or 3 things in the last 6 or 7 months in coaching for changes, and more changes than we've had in the last 30 years. So some of it we've got to adjust. We got to adapt and improvise and make sure that we're changing with the times, so to speak. But one of the first things I said in the team meeting is, I said, I teach you guys about contracts and what happens when you sign your name to something and it's legally binding. And just to make sure that when they're going out there and they're exercising their right to some of these opportunities, that they're not getting tied up in a situation where it could cost them later. They're going to have classes. There's 3 classes that we're going to have. We're going to teach for them to help them with their brand. We're going to, how do I say this, introduce them to certain people that we think can help them if they don't have their own type of representation. Just people that are not to represent them, but people who can talk about representation and what they're looking for. And then we're going to have to wait and see how this thing goes. I think there's some schools that are obviously way ahead of other schools, but I don't think that we're going to be far behind. We're just a little slow to go. And once it gets going, the state of New York's a big state and has a lot of people. I'm sure that there's enough name, image, and likeness for everyone.
Coming from Dino saying, listen, we're going to help the guys out. We're going to try and get them around the right people. And hopefully, that's the case. Because, listen, I'm a businessman. I think I should be a consultant. I'm right here. You know what I mean? I think I should be hired as a consultant to these players, the men and women, either in this community or anywhere in the community. Listen, I fly all over the place. I travel all over the place. I'm happy to help. So I would love that. As someone who started a business, who uses my name, image, and likeness all the time, who literally sells himself, I think that I would be a benefit to these gentlemen. So, and to the women in the community. I am willing to help whoever wants some genuine help. So, call me. That's how I look at it. If you need help, I'm happy to be here. Happy to help. And I mean that. The players that I got to talk to heading into the season at ACC kickoff to continue Atlantic Action Week. We've had all of the schools of the Atlantic on the show this week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and Syracuse rounds it out here on TGIF. Here's Taj Harris in my first question to the wide receiver heading into the season.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Taj, last season you talked about having a lot to learn and just leadership-wise, how you wanted to carry yourself moving forward. How have you grown as a leader? And knowing that you step into this season with the opportunity to make a part of history, just what that means to you. So leadership-wise, how you've grown, and then what you're going to be doing on the field, knowing that you can set some history this year.
Well, it's definitely big being a leader, like all over my whole career. I've been a leader, but definitely shaping into the leader that I am today. It took a little while, but I feel as though I'm coming along, doing a better job, helping out the younger guys that came in. And for this season coming out, I feel as though I have a good chance at fulfilling the things that I have ahead of me, and I feel more confident in our offense.
Taj Harris talking about being more confident in the offense. It's good to hear, because a lot of people are sitting here saying, who's the quarterback? Who's it going to be? Is it Tommy DeVito? Somebody else? What's going to happen? Oh, no. So, I know people are nervous about it. I wish that they would allow us into camp for more than 10 minutes so we can actually see it and talk to you about it. We used to be able to go to camp, and I used to do a camp notebook. And my camp notebook used to feature just pages and pages and pages daily. 7 pages in a day. I would just write down everything that I saw. And I would talk about it. And it would help me really get to know the team. And it would help me get a lot of information out to you about things that happened well down the road. When I said Darrell Eskridge deserved to start, and everybody, and I shouldn't say everybody, people thought I was nuts. And then he ended up going to the NFL. And he ended up starting on the team. And everybody was asking everybody else's opinion on Darrell Eskridge, but not mine. So, I miss camp. I really do. I really do. And I would love for them to let us back in. So, just because I want to see it. I want to see what Taj is talking about. And speaking of what Taj is talking about, here's my second question with Taj.
Taj, you just brought up the fact different quarterbacks and you're getting into a rhythm with everybody. What can you say about the quarterbacks this season and how comfortable are you with multiple guys and what can we expect to see maybe?
Well, the quarterback room is looking pretty good. They've been looking good since I got here. But yeah, Tommy pretty good, Stray pretty good. But it's not just those guys. Jacoby and Morgan, Luke McPhee, a bunch of young guys. I feel as though there are talented guys that can sling the ball.
So, Taj talking about multiple quarterbacks that are out there and have the ability to sling it this year. Tommy DeVito has had plenty of opportunities to go out there and do it, and it hasn't worked out consistently. Garrett Schrader was brought in as a transfer, and with Garrett coming in as a transfer, there's an opportunity that he could be out there. Jacoby Morgan got some time at the end of the season. Dylan Markowitz is still on the team. So there's an opportunity to see what's going to happen. My hope is that it is an open competition and that we just let it play out the way it plays out. Schrader didn't come here to sit. I can tell you that much. DeVito's back. He didn't have to come back. You know what I mean? And after everything that he's gone through, but he gets a free year, so I mean, he obviously gets that, redshirt junior year. Jacoby and Morgan still considered a freshman, so why not? But I like open competitions. I really do. When Ryan Nassib was here, it was Ryan Nassib, right? And when Dungy was here, it was Dungy. When Donovan McNabb was here, it was Donovan McNabb when he eventually took over. But in between all that, open competition. I remember one year they had 4 or 5 guys out there, and I loved it. I loved going to practice and seeing 4 guys drop back and throw to different receivers all standing side by side to each other. I love open competition. I've been to NFL training camps, college football training camps. I love open competitions. When it's not a declared starter, yeah, I love it. And with all due respect, there shouldn't be a declared dominant 100% starter right now. It should be an open competition. So, Syracuse has played a lot of different quarterbacks. I want to see who comes out of this competition on the top. Coming up next is Airon Servais. Whoever the quarterback is, he will be blocking for him. He's played right tackle, left tackle, and center. Been all over the line. Shows his versatility, and hopefully the NFL will take this and appreciate it. Here's my guy, Airon Servais, with his thoughts.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Aaron, keeping with that line, we've seen a lot of shifting. You played multiple roles on the line. Do you feel that in 2021 we're starting to firm up where certain guys are going to be? How would you describe kind of the makeup of this offensive line as we try to bounce back from these last couple seasons?
Yeah, I would say we're definitely starting to firm up people's roles. I mean, we've got the entire line from last year coming back. So being able to know what we're doing, have that extra year of chemistry, I think it's been really good for us up front. I feel good about how the spring that we had. I thought a lot of guys developed a lot. And I'm really excited to see how that development continues during camp and going into this.
I'm excited to hear this because in the past, Aaron brought up to me that 2 weeks before the season, the coaches really didn't know who they wanted where. And it was 2 weeks before the season. That was a couple of years ago. And Syracuse ended up being last in the country in sacks allowed. in the worst of ways. They allowed the most sacks, so they were the worst team in the nation of 130 schools. Last year, they were at the bottom of that list for a time as well, again. So hearing Airon say, hey, yeah, guys are starting to firm out their roles. I hope it's better than it's been the last 2 years. And I would like to think it can't get worse. So I'm hoping that it, and listen, because Aaron's taken it like a champ. He's played right tackle, played left tackle, played center, like I said, and he's taken it like a champion. But, he needs to be somewhere where he can really hone that, right? To have a year of film where he's playing left tackle and they see, okay, when the running backs go left, they get more yards. This is what he does. This is what he creates. This is how he protects the quarterback's blind side. That's huge. So I think for Aaron's sake and for the team's sake and the quarterback's sake, got to keep them sacks down, and hopefully this team will have the talent, the experience, the wisdom, the knowledge rising, and a combination of that or some of that all comes together and really puts together and solidifies a line better than what we've had in Syracuse in the last couple of years. Here's Airon with our second question.
Airon, what I asked Josh is why come back? For you, 1-10, you've spent a lot of time at Syracuse, you've seen a lot of different things on the line. Why did you feel like you needed to come back and put this on your shoulders a little bit?
Yeah, so in making that decision, I think it really came down to three things for me. One, there was a lot of uncertainty of what that draft process would look like this past year. When it came down to whether it would be senior games or if there would even be a combine, things like that. So that certainly played a role. Two, I was this close to finishing my master's. So to be able to come back and finish that up is really huge. And then lastly, I know Josh talked about it a lot. That season last year really left a bad taste in our mouths. Especially us being seniors, we're the leaders of the team, and we really put a lot of that weight of the season on our shoulders. So that's certainly not the way that we wanted to leave our legacy, the 2020 legacy. So we definitely wanted to come back and right some wrongs.
I like that. Coming back and righting wrongs, doing better, not leaving with that taste in your mouth. Listen, it shows that this team isn't selfish, or at least these gentlemen are not, because they don't need to come back, and go through this and put themselves through that, but they are. They're coming off of a 1-10 season, and before that, a 5-win season, 6-17 in the last 2 years since going 10-3. They don't have to come back, but they chose to. They want better. And it shows that at least Airon Servais and Josh Black are about teamwork. And hopefully the rest of the team falls in line and follows suit, because the team has told me that over the last couple of years, some people have been individual, some people have been team-oriented. Can't have any individuals thinking about themselves and not the team if you want to be successful. It's not how the Patriots had success. So, hopefully, the team will fall in line with their leadership, which I think definitely comes from Airon Servais and Josh Black. And speaking of Josh Black, here's my guy, always well-dressed, and if I could rock hair like his, I would, but I give him credit for what he does. Here's Josh Black.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How you doing, Josh?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. You decided to come back. It's felt like maybe to you that you've been at Syracuse for like a decade. What can you say about this decision, and now that the season is so close, why you came back, and then maybe a little bit to Airon as well, as leaders of this team, why it was so important to take the bad taste from last year and make sure that you guys had something to do with what happens this year now?
Right. So one of the main reasons I came back is to actually lead this team. I'm not going to get up here and lie to everybody about what happened last year. I put a lot of responsibility for our season last year on myself personally, just for not fulfilling the role that I needed to be. I needed to be a leader throughout the entire team. It's easy to lead only your defensive line or your unit, but I didn't reach out to the entire team. I needed to get everybody involved, and that's where I put a lot of responsibility on myself personally. So that didn't sit right to begin with myself. And then secondly, I can't go out on a losing season, and there's 1-10. Those numbers are horrific. You look on that on paper, it's like, oh man, it just something didn't feel right, didn't sit right with me. I can go out. And then personally, a lot of the guys felt the same way too. Felt like last year was not a representative of who we are as a football team. And, it's part of my job to make sure we get on the right track before I head up out of here.
Again, echoing, with Airon Servais, just stating the fact that I want to get this team on the right track before I hop up out of here. Like, I want this team to be better. Not just me. Think about that. Isn't that nice? Somebody who thinks about someone other than just themselves. I want to see my team succeed. I want to set them up for the future. I want to make sure they're right. They're good. They're straight. They got a path. Before I leave, I want to make sure they're all right. I respect it and I appreciate that very much so. But that's who Josh Black is. So, I hope they go out and get it. I really do. I got one more. There's a lot of stuff coming at you with Syracuse, and I'm happy to bring it to you. All these Q&As with Taj Harris, Josh Black, Airon Servais, and Dino Babers as we preview the Atlantic Division of the ACC in Atlantic Action Week. Here is the second question that I had for Josh Black.
Josh, we've had guys that opted out last season, decided to come back this year, transfers coming in, obviously freshmen that enrolled early. What is the team starting to look like coming out of the spring? What's the dynamic knowing that there's returning faces that you know, there's those new guys coming in transfer-wise, and then obviously the freshmen that wanted to get set a little bit early in January?
Yeah, definitely. Right now it feels day and night from spring. Just from our last game at Notre Dame, I feel like we're a mile ahead from where we're at, just starting in the spring. And like you're talking about, the freshmen coming in. This group of freshmen coming in, they're very well prepared. They're more mature than I was coming in as a freshman. They're able to grasp things a lot quicker, which is really nice to see that we can rely on them if need be. And just overall, I feel like just cohesively as a group, we're miles and miles ahead of what we were last year. And it's just one of those good feelings looking around the locker room. The culture has changed, and everyone has bought in, which is something that we needed. We didn't really have last year, so it's definitely awesome to see.
Great thing to hear. And these guys talking about the fact our locker room wasn't where it needed to be. The buy-in wasn't there from everybody. There was personal versus team. They're telling you that. And now they're telling you it's better. And I'm telling you, and I know this from being in the locker room numerous times, locker rooms show you what a team is, right? It doesn't matter how much talent you have. If that locker room is divided, if that locker room has people that are kind of taking the spotlight away from the team and away from the game and away from all this stuff, if you have selfishness, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be successful. It doesn't matter how talented your locker room is. It matters the environment and the culture of your locker room. And Syracuse saying, listen, the culture wasn't good. It wasn't there. The guys, we weren't all together. Well, if you're all together this year, well, then you know what? It could be a different world. Because nobody wants to go from 10 wins 3 seasons ago to 10 losses last season. You never want to take your wins and flip it to be your losses. You never want to be the opposite. You never want to be the reverse mirror image of yourself. In a bad way. If they went from 1-10 to 10-3, then yay. But they didn't. They went the other way. 10 wins, then cut it to 5, then have 10 losses. But to say, listen, the culture wasn't there. It wasn't what it needed. We were not cohesive. We weren't together. We are now. We're getting there now. I told you, always on the incline. That's where you got to be. You got to always be going up. Even if it's just here and it's just a little one. Just keep going up, right? So, can't go too far down from 1-10. And I don't even want to see what that looks like. So, let's see where we go from here. Let's see where we go from here. But I'm hopeful. And, like I said, I'm wishing the best. I know these gentlemen. I've been around them for a long time. And from recruitment to being here to now, I want to see them succeed. I want to see my hometown smile. So let's see it, Syracuse. Let's see what you got. Put it all in and do it together, hand over hand, right? One hand washes the other. Help each other out. We'll take a step aside for our final fast break, and we'll come back right after this inside the Cafe Kubal studios. You are watching and listening to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, is our home for the Liverpool Warriors Athletics exclusive monthly show every single month, on site, on location, with Liverpool High School Athletics. And you can find us right there at Avicoli's and only at Avicoli's for the show, so make sure you come out and see us. Minutes from Liverpool High School. They have been our neighbor in the Liverpool community for decades, and they allow you to enjoy them in so many different ways. I love what they do for the community. At one location on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, you can go to the pizza side, the casual dining side, or you can go to the fine dining, the bar, and the outdoor dining. 4 different ways to experience the restaurant inside and outside, and takeout, delivery, and catering, 315-622-5100 to enjoy Avicoli's that way. And you can go to myavicoli's.com. That's myavicoli's.com. Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. There is no place better to trust with your animal, with your dog. Definitely bring your dogs over there. I say your animal because mine is a dog. But with your dogs, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, the perfect place to bring your furry-loving friend when you have to drop them off for the day or drop them off for a vacation, whatever it may be. You want to feel safe. You want to know they're being taken care of. You want to know the people that are around them really care and have a love for dogs, and that it matters to them, and that they get to know their names. I love everything that Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding do, because they make it so personal. When they bring in a dog, they make an announcement and they show you the dog and they say, let's welcome such and such here and whatnot. And I just think it's such a beautiful thing to do something like that. It's really, really cool. And I'm just a big fan of the work that they do, because they care about every single dog that comes through the door. 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse for the Camp Dog Daycare, and for the Kampground Dog Boarding, 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you follow all throughout the community. You can now go to their cafe Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily, and you can get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, however you want to mix it up and mash it up. PB&J's Lunchbox is the perfect place to mash it up, because their creations are incredible and they're unique to them. Head out to PB&J's Lunchbox today on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Minutes from Destiny USA, the Highway, the Thruway, and Onondaga Lake Parkway. They are centrally located here in central New York for your taste buds to enjoy something fun Monday through Saturday. PB&J's Lunchbox, 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. I trust them with my injury that I've had for almost a decade in getting myself back to health and making sure and monitoring everything. They have been there for me every step of the way. 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York. From head to toe, they treat multiple injuries. Give them a call today to schedule your appointment, 315-685-7544. That's 315-685-7544 for Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, led by Dr. Mark Petropoli. They do two amazing things that I feel so many people do not in the world of physical therapy, rehab, preventative care, as well as surgery. And that is listen to their patients and care about what they have to say and care about them individually. Listen, it is a long day for a doctor performing surgery and doing this, that, and the other and seeing everybody. But every time I see Dr. Mark Petropoli, I feel important, I feel respected, and I feel valued. And I feel that way from his staff. And so from Carl to Steve and so on and so forth. Thank you to Victory for all you've done to help lead me to my victory. They can lead you to yours today. 315-685-7544. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank you all for being a part of the show, where sports meets that thing called life, every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Always love having you here on the broadcast, and cannot thank you enough for spending your mornings with us, or if you're watching this show back on any of our channels or listening back on any of our channels, I want to thank you for that as well. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora live for you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT, on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT as well. So make sure you connect with us on all of those beautiful channels and on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage. And of course, once the shows go live, you can find them in the archive and you can go get them. A bunch of them have been added. More than a dozen were added for your listening pleasure. They are there on Stitcher, Spotify, MixLR, YouTube, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Podbean. Just by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. That's all you have to do. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Search that on any one of these beautiful channels. Or you could search one word, Wake Up Call DT, and find me there. And, of course, you can go to the WakeUpCallDT.com homepage, scroll to the bottom, and Podbean's right there for you. And they will have the most recent ones updated. And, of course, you can click on it to get to the over 1,500 episodes from there as well. Shout out to Cafe Cubal, Carvel DeWitt, Wildcat Sports Pub, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Avicoli's, K9 Camp Dog Daycare, Millhouse Market, Honda City of Liverpool, Pizza Man, K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, PB&J's Lunchbox, Mother's Cupboard, and Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory for everything that they do in our community and beyond, and everything they do here with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I love supporting incredible people doing incredible things for our incredible community. Go support them today. You can get more information on all of our partners by going to WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and clicking on any one of their logos. With that being stated here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. I want to thank Juanita Ward and Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay for lead. I want to give a shout out to Elijah Moore again for putting those names that were drafted before him of the wide receivers, putting them on his bathroom mirror to continue to push him to fight and to take a negative and turn it into a positive and to not let anybody define who he is. Thank you for the top dog of the week every single week at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, exclusively here on Wake Up Call, brought to you by K9 Kampground and K9 Camp Dog Daycare. And a big shout out to my Syracuse guests, Dino Babers, Airon Servais, Josh Black, and Taj Harris. And that, my folks, rounds out the Atlantic Action Week. You'll be able to see all of these Q&As individually on our YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. I will also share them on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and I'll put them on our wakeupcalldt.com website as well. Atlantic Action Week. Shout out to Boston College, Clemson, Florida State, Louisville, NC State, Syracuse, and Wake Forest for spending some time with me as we round out this week. And like I said, the individual Q&As with all of these people that I've interviewed at the Atlantic Division of the ACC will be available on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and we'll add them to wakeupcalldt.com. Which means that next week, folks, it's time to jump to the Coastal. And I am unveiling for the first time what we're calling next week Coastal Cruisin' Week, because we will cruise throughout the entire week with the Coastal Division, just like cruising on a boat through the Coastal Division here. Very excited. So, with that being said, Duke Blue Devils, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Miami Hurricanes, North Carolina Tar Heels, Pittsburgh Panthers, Virginia Cavaliers, and the Virginia Tech Hokies will be joining me on this coming week's broadcasts. All throughout the week, we will be talking with Duke, Georgia Tech, Miami, North Carolina, Pitt, Virginia, and Virginia Tech, with representation from all 7 of the Coastal Division schools of the ACC in what we're calling here, we're dubbing here on Wake Up Call, Coastal Cruisin' Week. I'll see you for that week, next week, and so much more. In the meantime, and as always, folks, find us on Twitter at CallDT, Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. I hope your weekend is spectacular, Greg, and I hope everybody's weekend is spectacular. Go out and live your life. Don't let anybody define who you are. Be you, do you. Actions speak louder than words, and do not spend your life complaining about stuff. I'm going to be real with you, folks. Nobody wants to watch the same movie over and over again all day long every day. It's torture, so don't do that to your friends and family, and don't do that to yourself. Don't focus on what you can't control. Focus on what you can. Easier said than done, but it helps you not waste time, and time is precious. And, of course, Either change what's going on or accept it. Nobody wants to hear you complain about something forever. So either do something about the situation or accept the situation. Okay? Mediocrity is not good enough. Settling is not good enough as well. So be the best you can be. Appreciate the blessings you have and be thankful for God and for all of our incredible loved ones. I will talk with you, God willing, this coming week for Coastal Cruising Week. And I'll talk with you over the weekend because I got a lot of stuff to put on my social media. Do not miss a second. It takes but a moment to like our page on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, to follow us on Twitter at Call DT, and to follow us on Instagram, where I post inspirational stuff pretty much daily on my story at wakeupcall_DT. And I sign the ones that are my quotes. So I personalize them for you when I want to send you a message so you'll know the ones that come from me. Have a great day. Be safe, stay well, and have a fantastic weekend. I'll talk with you soon. I'll talk with you over the weekend, God willing, and on Monday as well. And I always leave you with the same 3 statements that go such a long way. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Appreciate your blessings. Know that God is there for you. Don't stress out about life. And don't focus on the things you can't control. And don't become a broken record. Do your best. Give everything you got. And don't let anybody's opinion of you define who you are. You define who you are. Remember that. God gave you the keys to your life and nobody else. He did that for a reason. No one else can drive your car except for you. So drive it wisely. Make sure you put gas in it. Check the oil and check your tire pressure. I'll talk with you soon. God bless. Be well. This is Wake Up Call inside the Cafe Kubal Studios. And you are an incredible person.